All right, welcome to Hannity. And tonight, a ceasefire in Iran as Democrats get whiplash after spending, the last 24 hours accusing President Trump of pending war crimes and pretending to care about the horrors of war. Democrats are now
This is something. At the end of the day, Iran has zero leverage.
accusing President Trump now of chickening out because he's pursuing a negotiated settlement. So if President Trump decimates military targets, which are legitimate war targets, that would be bridges and infrastructure, they attack him. If he tries for a negotiated settlement and lives can be saved, he's horrible also. The only horrible people in this equation
This is when Trump met the NATO Secretary General. Yes.
are his critics. Now, this president is ensuring that Iran will never, ever have a nuclear weapon, which makes the world a safer place for your children and grandchildren, something they simply choose to ignore. Now, meanwhile, the legacy media mob, they are literally
This is what Donald Trump is choosing. That Iran, a country that is a terrorist country, will never have a nuclear weapon on themselves. So world will be a peaceful world forever.
spewing Iranian propaganda and presenting that as fact. Multiple outlets publishing an insane 10-point peace plan from Iranian state media.
Yeah, they got him.
Suggested that the president has agreed to these terms, ignoring the president's statement about a different 15-point, very real American plan, ignoring, of course, the president's statement about this plan. And as it turns out, President Trump literally
Went through the Pakistani intermediaries. The 15 plans we have, 15 points we have from the US side is got cancelled, and we have a totally different new 10 points from the Iranian regime side.
this so-called proposal in the garbage. Take a look.
Let's see.
The Iranians originally put forward a 10-point plan that was fundamentally unserious, unacceptable, and completely discarded. It was literally thrown in the garbage by President Trump and his negotiating team. Many outlets in this room have falsely reported on that plan as being acceptable to the United States, and that is false. And the idea that President Trump would ever accept an
Is from White House, and the White House states person said this to the whole media.
Iranian wish list as a deal is completely absurd.
Absurd it is.
All right, here are the facts. The list touted by the New York Times, other so-called legacy media outlets,
The legacy.
is a bogus terrorist wish list with demands that President Trump, if you know President Trump, if you knew President Trump,
Yeah.
would never, ever entertain. Garbage where it belongs, in the garbage pail. Now, that includes a commitment Iran would control the Strait of Hormuz. That's never going to happen. Iran also demanding the U.S. totally leave the Middle East. That's not
Totally, everything leave Middle East.
going to
100%.
happen.
No
Also
business,
wanting the
no what,
U.S. to
nothing.
accept Iran's so-called right to enrich uranium. President has said over and over that is never going to happen. This list goes on with other insane, ridiculous demands, but
Very insane.
it's not a real list, never was a real list.
Nothing
It is
it is.
Iranian propaganda, sitting in the bottom of a trash can. At the end of the day, Iran has zero leverage. Their military is in ruins. Their factories are destroyed.
Everything is
Their proxies are crippled. Their economy
F
is a
up.
disaster. Their nuclear program is now buried deep underground.
Yes, everything Iran has is done. Nothing Iran has right now.
And on Truth Social, President Trump posted this, quote, "The U.S. will work closely with Iran, which we have determined has gone through what will be a very productive regime change.
Very
There will
productive.
be no enrichment of uranium,
No.
and the U.S. will, working with Iran, dig up and remove all of the deeply buried
B-2
B-2 bombers,
bombers.
nuclear dust." That's the 60% enriched uranium that we have been talking so much
60% we are talking about right here.
about. Let us be very clear. As we speak, there are two main objectives that the U.S. will achieve one way or the other.
This is
We will seize Iran's 60%
One and
enriched
two.
uranium, or as the president affectionately refers to it, as dust, and the Straits of Hormuz will in fact be open, free and clear from any Iranian threats or aggression, or they don't get to charge tariffs either. Again, this will happen either by a peace deal, a negotiated settlement, or by force. The choice is in their hands. I hope they choose wisely. I really do. Unfortunately, tonight,
Me too. They gotta choose wisely. And also, we want the world a better place.
there are numerous groups in this country that simply just do not want this president to succeed. And when you think of how high the stakes are, it's pretty remarkable. That would include radical Democrats. That would include the legacy media mob outlets. And I'll have a message for them coming up in the next block. And then there's another group of, of people hoping that President Trump
There we have a B-2 bomber right here. You can see the footage right here while
in
listening to
America
this.
will also fail. The obnoxiously loud, self-important isolationists in this country seething with rage. They thought they could actually convince President Trump to stay out of this. They are livid that he did not listen.
Right now, we have breaking news. JD Vance is on the way to Pakistan to get negotiations with the Iranian leaders.
To them. They push a phony narrative about forever wars and say America first means cowering in fear and isolationism. It is not. I'll explain in more detail coming up. And that means never using the military, all while America's enemies threaten us and are developing longer and longer range missiles and a nuclear program that would be an existential threat to this country and the world. They accuse the president of doing this for Israel, for Netanyahu.
Everybody for Israel, Netanyahu.
Because of
And
Fox
it
News
is.
and Mark Levin and Sean Hannity and all this nonsense, they are lying. They are desperate to validate their own twisted worldview, pushing their own agendas, not the president's.
Does it just say the Fox News is lying and you are just streaming, broadcasting this thing in a Fox News itself? I mean, bro, you forget you're in the Fox News?
Agenda, not what he really ran on, and are willing, at the end of the day, and this is the worst part to me,
Very
they're
worst.
willing to gamble with your children and your grandchildren and
This is a very, very understandable statement. You gotta hear this out. Remember, okay?
their future, leaving them a legacy of a bunch of a death cult, Islamic fascists armed with nuclear weapons. None of them, thankfully, prevailed, nor are they, frankly, worth listening to. Now they are reduced to snowflakes. They're upset that Donald Trump's language to the #1 state sponsor of terror, that was where the message was directed.
You know this man?
Something they never seemed to care about
If you know this man, comment down his name. This is the man. Yes, you get it right. Alatria Khamenei.
before. How dare the president speak the only language terrorists understand? That is strength. And that is, well, a little bit of, yeah, I'm going to do it all, which he's proven it over and over again.
And this whole civilization of Iran.
They're so concerned about the feelings of what? Radical Islamists? Well, count me as someone that wants all those terrorists. I want them stopped forever. And I want the world to be a safer place. And we have an
I too want the world to be a safer place. If you want a world to be a safer place, comment down. I too. Okay?
obligation to our kids and grandkids to make sure they never get nuclear capability.
Never, ever.
Let me tell you how this is all going to end. There will not be a forever war. There will either be a negotiated settlement or a complete defeat. They won't hold the Strait of Hormuz hostage. They won't charge tariffs for passage. The 60% enriched uranium, the dust, will be handed over or it will be taken. That's
Yes, we gotta take those uranium because uranium is the one which will help them make the nuclear weapons, all right?
That's how this is going to end. One of those two ways. And unlike everyone else, the president put the safety and security of future generations first. He said that early on. He did what no Democrat or Republican president before him would do, even though they all said the same thing, that Iran can't have.
We destroyed the Kurg Island, where from 90%, 90% of their oil refineries are located.
Nuclear weapons. Now, the end result will be a safer world for your children and your grandchildren. And my prediction is history will be kind to President Trump's resolve, his moral clarity, his clear understanding of what is true
It
evil in
is.
our time. Hey, Sean Hannity
It
here.
is what it is, guys. Let me know your thoughts into this. You can comment a whole lot of paragraph about this. I will read and understand and reply to all them. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and follow us.